Hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses. I am your host, Sandy Ballard, the Badass Business Coach. Thanks for being here, for listening, and for sharing this podcast with others. And welcome to week 292. Yes, it's been a minute. So don't forget to follow me on social media to continue the challenges, questions, and opportunity for continued growth. And also feel free to reach out to me on my website, badassbusiness.coach, right? There we are. Let's do this. Last Monday's podcast was about looking deeper into your habits and seeing which ones need adjusted, changed up, stopped, or started to help you finish the year strong. What did you find out? Did you change anything? Did you start anything new? I'm on week 2. Today was, yesterday was the first day. So today's day 2, which is a rest day of my 6-week running/workout program. And week 1 went well. It was weird and not running or even working out as much, but also kind of nice. And it's just good to have a plan and something that I know that I'm going to do and follow. And on the business side, I sat down for 2 days and focused on setting up this new platform that I've talked about and decided that was money out the window. It was an enormously robust platform, a one-stop shop for so many things. But my clients, from what I've heard, and they don't need to be upsold. They're hiring me to hire me. They don't need a vacated cart reminder or you bought one coach session, buy 2 kind of thing. And it's fine. There were so many moving parts. I mean, more than an IKEA cabinet. If you've ever put together anything from IKEA, you know what I mean. So I took a deeper look into what I was wanting, why I was even researching this other platform. What do my clients want? What have they used and not used on the current platform? What have they said they liked and didn't care about with the current system I have set up? And what I found was I just needed to scale back and streamline. But what I struggled with, and I believe is why I didn't want to give up and throw in the towel so quickly, was one thing I worked on with my clients last week. There was 2 of them, and one was not giving up on shit when it gets hard. I had a client session last Wednesday, and, I think it just kind of hit home because first thing I said was, hey, how was vacation? And he was like, terrible. He had just gone on vacation for the first time in forever, as he said, and his phone didn't stop ringing. So he came back and he was frustrated and overwhelmed with everything going on, especially because the majority of the calls were from this new client that he just kind of partnered with that was going to be a game changer. He knew it was going to be a lot of work. However, the owner kept calling and calling and calling, and he felt like he had to answer. So right now he's the only one that knows the answers, and we're working on getting him in a situation or a better place where funding and getting some things squared away so he can hire staff and hiring well, right? Not just to hire. But for now, he said he had to answer the calls. And, it's just getting frustrated. And so we discussed about whether this was a good decision to work with. And he said he was going to do something that sounded, let me say that louder, it sounded easier. It's not uncommon to quit and give up when shit gets hard. We talked through all the options and the additional business that he wants to add to his offerings. And a lot of what I heard from him was, why bother? Is this worth it? Well, maybe, maybe not. It's only been a month with this new client. I think he was just frustrated and spouting off. We've all done that to where we just need to vent and get it out of the way, and then we can see things clearer. We discussed boundaries and setting clear expectations. And there was some pushback because he said the main owner won't sit down and do that. It's like, well, have you really asked? Everything just moved so fast, and it seemed so great that he jumped in with both feet. And yep, that's why some of you who know what I'm about to say, don't you? What have you got to do? Yes, you've got to slow down to speed up. Slow it down. And I asked him to write down the pros and cons of everything, of everything and everyone he was talking about and working with, so he could see if these other opportunities that sound easier will really help him achieve those goals. To me it sounded boring, and just like in his mind, he did actually say it's going to be easy money. Well, is it? You said this other thing was going to be easy money. And he does have a tendency to jump when shit gets hard. So we all know that saying, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, right? Well, when shit gets hard, people give up versus leaning into it, versus rolling up your sleeves and doing the hard work. There is no magic pill. And my client on Friday, a different client, truly admitted she avoids and procrastinates working on projects when it comes to the hard part. She likes the idea, doing the idea part, the visioning, but not the work. And she laughed and she said, yes, when I'm doing that, I know. I see your face, I see your book cover, and I know what I need to do. Oh, yes, you know what you need to do, but... In chapter 5 of my second book, How Badly Do You Want It?, I share a conversation I overheard at a coffee shop where a woman said that exact sentence. I know what I need to do, but... We all do. And in my third book, The Magic Pill, I get you to understand there is no shortcuts. There's no magic pills. Even though we all want them, I want them. But, when shit gets hard, you have to put in that 4-letter word, work. The grass is not greener. And yes, there are sometimes things that need to be changed, discussed, thought through deeper. With my client, did he perhaps take on this new client, this new partnership too quickly? Probably. He jumped in because he knows how to do it. He was doing it. But then he never really sat down and finalized anything. It was a good conversation, but the issue is they didn't set up clear expectations, so in turn the boundaries aren't there. And that, my friends, is a recipe for a disaster if they don't sit down and clear things up fast. Yes, it's been mentioned, but did he hear me? Hence the reason I suggested he write down the pros and cons and give it a few days. He just needs to calm down and think through. It's going to be, it can be a great relationship. He's just got to stop bailing when things get hard and learn how to lean in and do the work. And he's not afraid of the work. That's what's so crazy. So this week, I want you to think about, what have you done perhaps too hastily? Perhaps you jumped in too fast without looking through everything. Perhaps the grass looked greener, but the work got hard, you got frustrated, or something else looked easier and more appealing. Yep, tell me, I want to hear about it. And if you need help figuring it out and talking through the pros and cons to make sure you're on the right track and this is a good decision and you're not jumping in or out too fast, email me, sandy@sandyballard.com. Remember, Sandy with an I. All right, let's have a great week of thinking through things deeper, making sure we're on the right track, and leveling up so we can finish this year strong. Have a great week, and I look forward to hearing from you. Cheers.